Get the brooms. The Cowboys sweep the Giants for the third year in a row in a sweep like no other. The total score of the two games was 89-17. Brutal. Just brutal. And something I was not suspecting at the beginning of the year. The Giants are in the running for one of the most disappointing seasons by any team this year. Anyways, the blowout games always feel good, especially when the Cowboys offense scores not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not even six, but 7 touchdowns in the game. But I gotta be honest, I would be lying if I said I was on cloud 9. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Giants are struggling due to injuries and poor play, and we have seen the Cowboys dominate struggling teams this year, last year, and even the year before that, and follow those wins by losing painfully to a top-tier team. Last week was a prime example of that. However, with all of that being said, I'm not that much of a Debbie Downer. And here's why. The Cowboys, no matter what, took a step in the right direction and got a win. These type of games where the Cowboys are heavy favorites can get dicey. Cardinals, or even the Texans game last year. All right, you get the point. They took care of business against a divisional opponent and showed out. And unlike last matchup, the offense was the highlight unit of the game. And that right there is where the excitement starts to build for me. Yes, the question marks are still there, but to me, the team as a whole, and specifically the offense, has been taking step after step each week, building. The season wasn't lost last week and wasn't won this week. There's a lot of football to be played and a lot of improvement to be made. And most importantly, a lot of great things to build off of and sustain. Key word, sustain. Dak had another great game and is on a run like he's had in the past. A run where the rumblings of an MVP start to come up again. Look at 2 years ago. He was coming off that injury and balling. But then the calf strain came up and his play started to dip. The point is, he just has to sustain it. This year to me feels different, and a big reason for that is the play calling. Schottenheimer and Mike have made an offense where Dak is thriving. Another big part of it for me is Dak starting to use his legs more often now, extending plays and to throw on the run. Dak even stated in his post-game conference that he's never felt as confident, free, and connected to the other players than he is right now. And a big credit to that is Dak, first and foremost, and then the whole system around, the coaching staff, the play calling, all of the players and the 10 players on the field with him at any given time. The media always preaches the narrative that it's all the QB either way, when that is just not the case. Dak has played outstanding, but so has so many other crucial players in the offense, especially in this last game. And that's going to be needed for them to make a push. CD and Dak's connection is hopefully just getting started. The run they are on right now is insane. The throwaway that CD comes back for just shows the level they are at right now. The big thing for them is consistency. Will they be able to sustain this level of play? I hope so. Brandon Cooks had his best game as a Cowboy, 173 yards and 1 TD. This was the game we were all waiting for and hopefully won't be the last one. He always preaches about trusting the process and to work hard, and had a great quote that really stood out to me after the game. I might have got it a little wrong here, but here it is. Don't grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap the harvest if you do not give up. That quote definitely stood out to me, but also just shows the mindset he is in. Now, I would be doing a disservice if I only talked about CD and Brandon Cooks. Many other players had good games and showed out. Michael Gallup came up big with a big touchdown pass, and it just showcased what Michael is great at. The deep ball. He is just insane with the deep ball, and hopefully they will start utilizing him more in that way, and also start utilizing Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks. Brooks and Tolbert have great potential and are two key players to have. They add depth to the wide receiver room. It's a luxury knowing that when the starting three get a little tired, you can put in two players that can produce. And that's not even counting Turpin. Cowboys have a great problem to have in the wide receiver room, and hopefully they can find a way to give opportunities to all of them. All in all, this game showcased the Cowboys' weapons and what they are capable of, but the question still remains, will they be able to beat playoff caliber teams? I have faith that they will, especially if the defense plays well. They have the same questions that the offense has, but also took care of business and showed off the weapons that they have. It's not just a Micah Parsons show. There are playmakers everywhere and at every level that are constantly improving. The two that were highlights in this game were Mozzie Smith and Sam Williams. Sam has always impressed me and always reminded me of Micah. He's got great speed and rushing capabilities, which he's shown last week and this week. To me, the main thing with him, he just needs more opportunities. And then Mozzie is just a rookie player that is ascending and gives the Cowboys what they wanted, a physical run stopper, and hopefully, as he progresses, can turn into a viable rushing option. With all of that, the future is bright, and it all comes down to if the Cowboys will be able to sustain this production. When it comes to the playoffs, I'm still clinging on hope that they can win the division and maybe win the conference. Things are going to have to go their way, there's no doubt, and they really can't afford another loss if they want a shot. But if they can find some way to get home field advantage, man, I get it's all about making the playoffs and any team can win that gets on a run. But the streak that they are on at home is insane right now, and I would love to see that carried into the playoffs. No matter what though, it's the division that comes first, and sadly, the Cowboys have to rely on the Eagles to lose, which is definitely possible. They got a tough 3-game stretch coming before they face the Cowboys again. But none of that matters if the Cowboys can't take care of business. They did this week, and now it's on to Carolina, another favorable matchup. But again, they play the game for a reason. All I hope for is a Cowboys win and they find a way to improve somehow, some way, and the Eagles lose on Monday night against the Chiefs. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Peace.